Hello everybody, this is Bluestone. Welcome back. Today I want to show you guys how to make it as a specific design for a command block piston hybrid hipster door. So this one here I used in the pyramid at the beginning of the darkness branch, and what it is it's a piston hipster door, except it's a hybrid because it uses a command block to take out this stair block here. That stair block is impossible to reach with pistons, so I use a command block. But it's not exactly obvious how it works at first, so this is what this video is going to show you guys. I'll be building one later and with a specific tutorial on how to build it, but for now I want to show you guys the circuitry. So with this design, it's a wooden button placed on the floor only from one side. Now of course I could hook this input up to the other side just by running the redstone wire, below the other one, but I wanted to keep it secret, so that's why the button's only on one side and you can only access it if you're paying attention. Everything else here is door, purely door, except for that command block. That one just kills an arrow because kills the arrows just in case players leave arrows stuck in the buttons there. So there are two parts of this. The piston is super easy. All you got to do is hook up a NOT gate to the button and that says, okay, when the button is pressed, aka when that redstone dust is activated, the piston will turn off and the redstone torch will turn off. Boop, that's super simple. That's the easy part. The command block part is not as obvious. So let's pretend like we don't have these command blocks here. We're trying to figure out how in the world do we get this stair block to come in and out of place. So let's start from fresh and we'll say, okay, wait a second. Let's just do a set block command, right? So we can set block right there, air. That's super simple. And we could take that command and say, all right, when the door opens, aka when this button is pressed, we want it to open up. We want air to be placed there. So when this is powered, we'll put that command in there. Boom, set block air. This one isn't as obvious. So with the stair block, if you try to set a sandstone stair, let's see, sandstone stairs, boop, it doesn't set the block because it's already there. But if it's not there, when we're closing the door, boop, it places it. Now, if you wanted to rotate that, this only works in the, what is this? East direction. It only works facing south with a stair facing, actually it's facing north, but the slope is south. If you want it to face that way, for example, you need to add a modifier to this, which is used with the brackets. So you put brackets there and you say facing equals, and you can do any cardinal direction. So in this case we want east, well, not east, we want north. What is that? Of course we don't need to specify because north is the default, thankfully. So boom, there we go. And that is the exact command that you'd use for the closing sequence. Boom. And now we have a perfectly functioning command block piston hybrid hipster door, which in hipster means all the redstone, all the circuitry is done under the floor. But that's essentially how it works. If you're building one from scratch, you might want to do let's just do regular inputs. So let's say we're just using what's it called, a pressure plate. Yeah, we want it to be accessible from both sides. So we have the pressure plates on either side. Hooray! And of course they can't be right here because that would power the piston. That has to be right here. Pushing this block up and down because that automatically powers the piston, and that you can't activate the door by you can't deactivate the door opening it by activating it. So we got to put the pressure plates a little bit farther back, and the top block is super easy because that's purely command block. So we already know that we need to hook up the piston here to a NOT gate and then the pressure plates by themselves. First it's an OR gate, so they both go into the block, and then on that block is a NOT gate, so boom, it's closed by default. And then, boop, when either of the pressure plates are activated, the piston falls. Now the top block is the more complicated part, so like I showed you before, we'll look at the block, stare at the block, and do set block, and then press space, and then tab, tab, tab. That automatically punches in the coordinates of what the block you're looking at into chat. So then you can say, all right, I want this to be air when it opens. And we can pull the command back up with the up arrow, and then Control A and Control X to take that command out of your chat so that it's on your clipboard and you can paste it how many times you like. So that is the, wait, what is it? It is the air command. That's what we want to happen when the door is powered. So we put this command block here, just anywhere along the redstone line, and we say, all right, when the door is powered, aka when this pressure plate is stepped on, when the redstone wire is activated, we want this to fill with air, the door open, okay? And then when the torch activates, aka when the piston re-extends, we want to set the block with sandstone. Brilliant. So now we have a perfectly functioning piston command block hybrid hipster door. course, it does look a little bit weird with the block summoning back before the piston is already up. Sometimes that works, or sometimes that can be seen if the server or if the client is fast enough. And if you wanted to add a delay to that, you just add a repeater, add a repeater to it, and set the sandstone. Let's see, what is that? 2 ticks afterwards. Works just as well. Of course, the server's not very laggy right now, so it's not apparent. So I would just put it here. But other than that, that is how to make a piston command block hybrid hipster door in Minecraft. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Blueston. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.